look at with the great Man United sides of time gone by. They always had somebody that could bring in people to play, and with Giggs he could go anywhere on the park and he'd bring people in. And even now he's playing a much slower role in midfield, not that you'd think it sometimes because he's faster than half of them, but he just brings people into the game. He's able to draw the best out of players, you know. And I'm glad he didn't play for England, you know, in the sense, because we've seen an awful lot of rugby players do that. They couldn't get in a Welsh side, so they've gone to play somewhere else. Well, Giggs could have walked into any side in the world, but he decided to come back and play for Wales, which is to his credit, really, you know, and probably to the World Cup's loss, really, because, you know, one of the world's greatest players not to have played there. But then, you know, George Best is the same, you know, never actually hit the highest stage, did he?
No, and what about Wales themselves now? Because a couple of City players in there, aren't there now? Bellamy, Ched Evans.
Yeah, I mean, and they're not bad players. I mean, I know Craig a little bit. His kids go to school with mine, and I mean, he's a nice guy. I mean, people give him a lot of a hard time. What I think they don't like is the fact that he's not very tall, he's not very big built, but he won't back down from anybody. And he doesn't take any messing on the field, you know, you can't bully him. And that's what I love about him, is he's somebody who'll stand up to people. Like I stood up to Mark Price because of Chelsea and when I was 8 or 9, and he's doing exactly the same now. Wales have got some good players. The problem is they've always been the same. They've had a small nucleus of very good players, but they've never had the backup of a squad, you know. And they say, even in rugby now, it's not necessarily the team you put on the field, it's the bench that you relieve your problems with. And I think that's Wales's problem. They don't have a bench, but they do have quite a few accomplished players. But if they were that accomplished, they'd be playing for United, or they'd be playing for one or two of the other teams, whoever they may be. But, you know, if they were that good, they would be.
I was going to say Clayton Blackmore. There's another Welsh player.
Oh, yeah, from Neath, wasn't he? Round that way, Swansea, Neath area. Yeah, he had a couple of highlights for Man United. He scored against Arsenal at Aston Villa.
And Montpellier, when he scored those goals away against Montpellier in the Cup Winners' Cup.
He had a good foot on him, though. I mean, he could drive the ball. And I remember him scoring I'm sure it was at Villa Park. But yeah, Clayton Blackmore, there's a blast from the past.
Nice
tan. He always had a tan. A bit of the Ron Atkinsons about him.
Is it warm in Neath?
That could be because of the Spanish Armada founded on the coast. I mean, there's a lot of coastal Welshmen have got sort of a touch of the sort of old Hispanic in them.
I think it's a sunbed in his case, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Big Ron as well, you know.
So finally, here you are in Cardiff. If Cardiff go up into the Premier League, are you going to set up another branch of the Cardiff United Supporters Club then?
Well, it's not a bad thing to do. Most of the people I go to rugby with tend to be Man United fans. And I think possibly, you know, just for the sheer fact that you can get to see Man United once a year, to be worth buying a season ticket.